Hey there everyone, and welcome back to the re-recording of the video. Yes, stuff happened and sometimes we need to re-record the videos. It would really mean a lot to me if you can just click a photo or just click a photo and tag it me on the Twitter or LinkedIn. I would feel really happy, or just in the comment section just say hey thanks. It would really mean a motivation to me. In this video, we're going to be testing out what we have built so far. We'll just have a quick glimpse of it. And then we're going to be building up the main component, the important component of the application, which is video part of it. And we will be creating a video card as a separate component so that it can be reused. And I'll walk you through with a couple of more interesting packages that you can utilize there. Let me share the screen first and we'll go up here. So first of all, this is what we are intended to build in this video. We'll have an onmouseover event, which actually downloads a URL or gets a URL of the video, and we throw a preview of it. And a couple of interesting libraries, like one which says upload 6 days ago. So that's a relative time that we'll be trying to transform. We definitely can write our own script for it, but there's an npm package available, so we'll be using that. And apart from this, this size is not easy stuff to display because it's a float. And float, people don't actually sync with the float. People need a human readable float value that is converted into file sizes. So we'll need a package for that. Couple of icons also will throw around. So I'll walk you through with an interesting package which gives you these titles. Anyways, first of all, let me just go ahead and walk through with the application itself. Let's run this and see. By the way, I have also added my API keys. So in case you are worried about it, let me just walk you through with the app. And in the API, we have these video uploads. So all these APIs, yep, they are the ones which I have added already. In case you don't know where to grab them or how to grab it, we will just go ahead and say that, hey, let's grab it from somewhere. Here it is. You can go into the dashboard, and inside the dashboard, come on, load the data. Don't do this again. All right, so yep, it's working. Sometimes it doesn't load the data, and it looks like I'm using it too much. I'll show you. Yeah, there we go. Finally loaded up. So this is where the cloud name is. Go to API keys and it just gets that. I was exploring it a little bit and things were working. So for your case, I'll just go ahead and remove this so that we can have a fresh upload onto the Cloudinary itself. All right, looks good. Now let's go ahead and run the application. Should be fairly easy. npm run dev. And there we go. All the environment variables are loaded. We can go back up here and see that, hey, this is our application being loaded. Should be fairly decent. One bug, small bug that I faced is while creating the application inside the video share, I accidentally forgot to use a use client at the top. Basic error, but I am pretty sure you can also grab it. So this is our home, and then we have this social share. So this is how it looks. Not the most beautiful one, but we'll make it very soon. And we also have a video upload as well. So, oops, not like that. Video-upload. And this is how it looks like. Let's go back onto the share screen. So let's go ahead and grab a file. I'll just go ahead and use this one, probably this one. I've been using this one for long. We render as long as it is getting uploaded. We show the progressive bar. Then we go ahead and automatically use effect comes up. It gets this. If I go ahead and click on download the square button, it actually takes effect. The URL, everything is happening, gives me a pop-up, nice and easy. I can just close it. And then if I go up here, I can just change this to maybe Facebook cover or something. And it takes the loader icon. That's working nicely. And we are having this conversion on the go. Really nice. Now, the next thing, we are done with this. Couple of packages I would love to talk to you before moving further, because we'll be using that in a second. The first one are a couple of packages and stuff that comes from the Cloudinary itself. We'll be using them. For example, there are cloud players, but there are also ways to grab the URL from the Cloudinary, grab the URL for the image as well. So there's a components, or not the components, basically hooks which are available there. Get cloud image, Cloudinary image URL, get Cloudinary video URL image. So that we'll be using that part as well. Apart from this, couple of packages that we'll be using. The one is filesize.js. Go ahead and install this, npm install file size. It actually transforms your float into a human readable file size. That's exactly what we'll be needing for this one. Apart from this, we'll be also using one more package, which is day.js. And that's an interesting library package, 2 KB, but really, really good. And you can see the weekly downloads. It allows you to set the time into the relative ways as well. For example, in this case, you can see it was uploaded 6 days ago. So the nature of converting the time into the relative time, this is really important. And it's a 2 KB mini library. What more you want? It has so much of the APIs and pattern. Moment.js was also good. It is still good. But I would say, hey, published last days, 20 days ago, very actively maintained, very heavily downloaded. We would need that. So now the next thing is, let's just go ahead and grab all these things so that we can just work with it and close all of this. This is all working, all good. Just go ahead and install it. I have already installed because this is my second attempt of recording the video. Now let's go ahead and create a new folder here and call this as components. And inside the components, we'll be creating a video card first. Video card.tsx. And we'll be having our FCE, React Functional Component Export, basic export. Yeah, good enough. From the React, we obviously will need a couple of more stuff. The one most important is use state, use effect, this one, and probably we'll need use callback as well. Not sure, but I'm sure, a little bit sure about that. A couple of things that we are going to need is going to come from the next Cloudinary. And especially what I'm talking about is the hooks. So you can see as you put the get, there are so many hooks that are available, which actually gets you the cloud image URL, cloud original image, so much of the stuff that is there. I'll be using this one, get cloud image URL, because I need it for the thumbnail purpose. I also need the video URL. So I'll say get cloud video URL will help me to grab the video URL easily. I've also installed one more package, which I haven't discussed with you, which is Lucid React. It's one of the really most popular icon library among the React projects because the icons are very sleek, looks good out of the box. You can try them out on their GitHub as well. Just go ahead and install this. I really like these icons. They look good and the implementation is pretty okay. And I'll be downloading the exact same icon that we used here, file upload, file download icons, and this download button. So all of them we are going to use from this Lucid React library. Go ahead and grab it. So this is, we have grabbed. We will be also needing the day.js. So we'll say day.js, import that, but this is not how you use relative time in the day.js. There is an interesting way of having that. So we'll be saying relative time. And that's going to come up from day.js plugin, but there's a special way of using it. You have to extend the day.js and say that, hey, extend it to relative time, and then you can use it with any time zone. Yeah, interesting. We'll also need the time file size as well. So let's go ahead and say import file size. No suggestion. And that's going to come up from file size, just like that. And that's it. Now the step one is, first of all, define an interface because we are using TypeScript. So let's define what kind of data, because this is a not so intelligent component. It just gets the data and display it. So there's a name for it. We call it as dumb component. And I'm not making this up. This was like, this is used practice. So let's call this one as video card props. And we won't be getting all the card like that, like title description. We'll be saying, hey, give me the video, and the video will be of type, which we can grab from the Prisma in itself. I'll also grab what happens when somebody clicks on the URL. What you'll notice that we will not do the same kind of a stuff that we have done in the image part. I'll leave that as an exercise for you. If you go ahead and click on this download button, it just opens it up in the new URL, new tab. That's exactly what we are going to be doing in this one. You can take this as an exercise to do it more or extend it more. I'll just go ahead and say on download. What happens is we go ahead and grab it like this. Probably what additional we can do is on download, you pass me up two things, URL, which will be of type string, and probably a title, which will be of type string. Nothing magic, nothing fancy. Now let's also tell this, probably we can convert this into a little better. Let's just call this one as const. This const is going to be of video card, which will be of type React dot FC, so React functional component, and we'll go ahead and say your data type will be video card props. This is what you will be expecting in return. And then we can just go like this. And here we can say that you will be expecting a data of video to be passed on and what happens on download. There we go. Nice and easy. And we can use an arrow function now. Yeah. Just converted a regular function into arrow function. there was no need of it, but we would love to have it. Now, a couple of states we need to manage is, do we have a preview error? Because that's what the Cloudinary recommends in their documentation, that, hey, manage the preview error. It might happen sometime. We would also like to manage that when somebody is hovering on the card or not hovering on the card. Detection is easy, but we would store that into a state. So we'll say is hovered, and somebody will say set hovered. So right now it's false. We will also say that, hey, we want to store the preview error. Preview, come on, error. Set preview error right now is false. Now, here comes the interesting part, that how we are going to get the thumbnail URL. Now, for the thumbnail URL, it's super easy to actually go ahead and grab it. What we're going to need is just the public ID of any object that we want to grab from the Cloudinary. And we obviously know that this video component will obviously have the public ID component, but let's design some of the methods which actually can go ahead and do the job just based on public ID. So maybe later on we can reuse them if we wish to. So we're going to say that get thumbnail URL. And of course we need to use a callback, because this needs to be a method which needs to be called. And the return of that is actually the data that we have. So we'll just use it like this, and there we go. So this is a callback URL. It's not going to be dependent on anyone. It just fires only at one time, but it requires you to pass on a public ID. Public ID like this. This will be of type string. Let's also use the TypeScript. There we go. Now, what is going to be the data that you'll be getting? The data that you'll be returning is, you can just fire this callback method, but this callback method, there is a way how you use it. And this is where the get cloud image URL, these hooks come to the picture. So we are actually, these are not just hooks, they are just a fetch request which goes to the Cloudinary and comes back. So it's an easy way to understand that what's happening in there. All right, let's go there, and that's it. That's the magic part of it. Now, what data you are expecting to come in? It's first of all is the source. So there we go, the source that's going to be come up. And what resource you're looking up for, you need to actually mention that. And then you have to provide the width, that I want to display this cloud image URL, and we'll be saying, hey, give me a width of probably 300 is too low. We'll go with the 400 one. And height 225. Okay, suggestion is fine. We will also use a crop. Crop will be fill, and gravity. That's the most important part. We'll just use auto for it. And fetch format auto could be okay. I'm happy with the suggestion. All right, so just one error, which is on the fetch format auto. We can say not the fetch format. We can just go ahead and say format. And the format is not the auto. We'll just go ahead and say JPG. That's going to be a preview URL, type upload. No, nothing, no type like that. And this is going to be, oh, one more thing we forgot to mention. Asset type is actually video. Without this, it's not going to be working. Video. There we go. And again, everything that you're seeing up here is coming from the docs directly, that, hey, I have just interpreted it into an easier way so that you can use it. So let's just go ahead, in case you wish to, copy this, and we can search for it and look up here. So search the documentation, and we probably need to look it up a little bit more. That's not on this page. Is it not a global search? I expected it to be a global search. All right. No, it's not a global search. Probably I need to get the cloud image video URL, basic usage. This is the one that we are using. This is how you use it. It gets you a URL, but somebody needs to fire that URL. That's why we are using it. All that's important is the source URL, so that public ID is there. And these are the all options that I've filled up for you. Again, it's all coming up from here. Configuration, there are some examples here as well. I've just written some React on top of it. So there we go. Our thumbnail URL part is all sorted. Now similar way, we have to actually get the video URL. And as you can see, this is almost same. So we have cloud image. This is the video URL. Oh, this is, again, same docs, same stuff. You can see source, crop, tint, whatever you want to use. All right. Now what I can do is I can just go ahead and copy this, because the Cloudinary docs and the way how the things are written, it's really nice. You can just use it again. And I'll say get full video URL. This will grab me a full video URL. So in this one, we'll be using another method, which is get Cloudinary video URL. And again, we pass on the callback. Public ID is exactly same. Instead of this, we go ahead and use get cloud video URL. We provide the source of public ID, and we just need to give width and height. This all doesn't matter because it's the whole URL. And depends on what video you have taken from the user. Probably you can do more check on it, but I'll just go ahead and say this one is going to have a width of, probably we are taking the 1080p videos. So width is going to be 1920. And we will be height of 1080. We don't need, this is a full video URL. The preview URL, there we can actually shrink this so that we can save some bandwidth on that. So just go ahead and copy this, paste this, and this one is going to be get preview video URL, same callback, same public ID. We'll be getting the get cloud video URL, but couple of more things we need to get cloud video URL. And let's see if we have something onto the raw transformation. Raw, nothing on that. Here we go, raw transformation. So this is where we actually go ahead and use this. So whatever the raw transformation you want to have, you can actually mention this up here. What we are using in this one is the e-preview transformation of it. Let me go ahead and show you, much more easier than talking about it. Let's change this one to just 400 because it's a small card. Save on bandwidth, 225. Now let's go ahead and use raw transformation, which actually takes an array. Now inside this array, we will provide an option. So let's just say we'll be looking for no suggestion, e-preview, and which will have a duration. Let me go ahead and find the docs of it. Found it. And yes, that's how you do the real world application building. You struggle for it, you look for it on the internet and stuff like that. So this is where we found on the transformation URL in the references. And if you look out for the transformation URL API, this is where we found the preview. If you want to have a preview of any application, or especially the video, e-preview is the transformation you can provide. And in that you can provide the duration, duration. Then you can provide the max segment, the minimum segment that you require of the duration. So that's exactly what we are trying to write here. So now I hope you get the idea that from where this actually comes up. We can actually grab this duration underscore whatever the duration is. Copy that. And e-preview, the duration is going to be, let's just say we will go for just for the 15 seconds of it. Depends on how long the video is. Separated by another colon. You can provide another property, which is, I should grab it. We can go ahead and say colon max segment underscore, copy that, and colon max segment. The way how it's being displayed separated by colon, it's very interesting. I have never seen anybody doing it like that. And there we go. This is the format. So first of all, e-preview, then the duration is underscore 15. Then the max segment is how much long you want. So let's just say max segment is 9. Very, very weird, little weird, but I'm not used to this. And then we have minimum segment duration. Yes, and that's going to be 1. All right, very weird. It took me some time to actually do a research and understand what the APIs are doing and how they are actually working. And if you go ahead and look for the syntax details and all of this, where is it? Preview. You can see the syntax detail. Yes, we have to go through and dive deep that what each of them means. Duration, the total duration of the video summarization in second, the max segment for each summary, the minimum segment for this default is 5. Yes, you can go with the default as well. Great examples, great work here. And this is how we were able to figure it out, that how to do it properly. Nice work there, I would say, but yeah, it's a little new to me. That's why. All right, so this is all. And we have the video format and URL as well. One more thing that we would like to mention or just create a simple method for it is file size. So we are going to say file format size. And that's going to be, again, we'll be using the use callback. And inside this, we have a callback just like this. And we're going to go ahead and say, there we go. Now inside this, somebody will provide me the size and I will convert that size into a file size. So we are already storing the size as number. And once we do that, we will return it as file size utility and we'll provide the size. That's it. Now, since we're here, we can also format the duration as well. We have already written the compression and duration as well. Let me walk you through that, how this is being designed. We'll just talk about how they were designed. Very basic method. It's a format duration. So what we did is, again, use callback, give me the seconds and number. We transform that into minutes and then the remaining seconds, how much the format duration is. And then we also have this compression of the video size and all of that. So compressed size and the video original size. Let me just see what error we are getting. We'll see and check about this. This is just probably some TypeScript errors. Yeah, this is left-hand side is arithmetic operation. We'll figure them out later on. Now let me show you that how we're going to do this, because rest of the magic is going to happen in this one. The only thing that we are going to detect is whether things are hovered over the mouse or are not hovered. So let me just walk you through with the details of it. All right, so let's discuss that how we are going to use the hover effect of the mouse. And I have temporarily fixed them by just concatenating or casting them as the number. Anyways, let's go up here and this is where the magic is happening. We have also added a couple of use effect which actually changes the preview error as well as the preview error are handled. Nothing much to be big deal. Now this is where the magic happens. This is the card. So we are putting up the mouse over event over the card. You can put that over just a thumbnail or just an inner element as well. We would love to have this on the total card. So as soon as the mouse enters, we are going to go ahead and say that, hey, on the mouse enter on this entire card, we will set the set is hovered state to true. And that's where the whole of the magic starts to happen. And when we simply set on mouse leave, we just go ahead and set it to false. And we also go ahead and change that stuff here. No, we are not changing anything here. All right. So we just change that on the set is hovered. Now, based on the set is hovered, there is a property known as is hovered, where we are going to get either the video URL or we are not displaying this. So you can see this. If we have the preview error, we display that, hey, there was some error for it. If there is no error and everything, this whole component is showed only and only when the is hovered is true. So if we have error, that's it. We are handling the error. If there is no error, we are simply displaying a video component in which we are getting the URL based on the public ID and that says autoplay. This is the most important part which does it. It is muted. It is on the loop. So we are handling all the things just right here. If that is not the case, then somebody is not hovering the mouse on it. We, instead of this component, we are setting up another state here which simply says that, hey, let's go ahead and grab the image URL, or we can grab the thumbnail. By the term image URL, I mean to say the URL of the thumbnail itself. So we simply go ahead and grab this one just like this. And this works nicely up there. And similarly, we are displaying the clocks and everything. These are very basic, nothing to be worried. We are just taking the title. This is like displaying the title, no big deal there. The most important thing, the magic that comes around is this one. So this one is a thumbnail which we grab from the URL of the Cloudinary. If I move my mouse over it, then it sets the mouse over event and everything, the state changes from true to false. That's where. Rest of the things behind the scene is handled by the Cloudinary itself. Even the download part, we are just simply going ahead and getting the download button as a format, and that's it. This is the compression percentage we are doing, and this is the download button that goes ahead and works like that. So really basic, nothing much to be worried. As soon as the download button is there, we can just go and work on it. Pretty simple. I hope you understood that. And one more thing, here we have this download button. So on this download button, this is the React icon that we are using, and this is the whole button component. And on the button component, we have this on click. We have already written the method that will be responsible for downloading, which is on download. We are providing that, and then we are simply using get full video URL, which just gets it, and we are running an on click on it. That is it. That is all what we are doing in this part. So I hope you got the point that how the video part is being designed and is being created. You can do so much more by adding more APIs and more stuff. Maybe you can allow more of the AI impact into it, maybe Gemini or something, where you can send this video to an AI and that can give you an SRT file and the subtitles, and you can allow them to have even downloading of the subtitles. And you can craft it in such a way that you use multiple APIs of the multiple AI products, Gemini, ChatGPT, Cloudinary, and can have a full-blown SaaS application that you can work here. I hope that this video got you enough of the knowledge, you got some experience with it, some discussion with it, and you enjoyed this part. So we'll do this much only in this video. Rest of our functionality is all complete. In the next video, we'll just arrange the things in a little bit better way, and that's all what we'll be doing.